Hello there, and a very warm welcome to yet another fresh episode of your very own show, Colours of India. I'm Teena Jha with all the cultural updates this week from the city, but first a look at the highlights. This week we bring you the Nirgun Kathak recital by duo Nalini Kamalini, followed by a special exhibition of artifacts, and finally we take you to the unique hot dog festival at the American Diners. The Indian classical dance form of Kathak derives its name from Katha, meaning story. The Kathak duo Nalini and Kamalini weaved a special magic in their Kathak recital, a mesmerizing effect of visual continuity on stage. The celebration of song and dance, the Nirgun Mahotsav, was a special treat. Take a look.
Crisp yet fluid. Their experience has made them worthy exponents of this ancient dance style. The Rajasthani Academy, Sangeetka, organized an electrifying event, Nirgun Kathak, where the internationally acclaimed dancing duo, Nalini and Kamalini, graced the stage with their beautiful Kathak moves.
आज जो इन्होंने प्रदर्शन किया है निर्गुणी का, और साकार को निराकार, निराकार और साकार को अपनी मुद्राओं से, अपने भाव से, अपने अंग से, अपने घुंघरुओं से, अपनी मधुर पैर की थाप से किया है, वो असर्वनीय है, मतलब ना भुलाने वाली बात है।
Nalini and Kamalini, these two sisters are the devoted disciples of Kathak maestro Guru Jitendra Maharaj of the Varanasi Garana. The evening started with the Mahadev Stuti, an invocatory piece traditionally performed at the beginning of any recital. This was followed by Dadu Ki Rachna.
एंकल बेल्स के सिर्फ करना इतना मुश्किल होता है क्योंकि इट गिव्स अ लैंग्वेज टू योर होल कॉन्सेप्ट. जैसे अगर हमने कोई भी बात कही कि यमुना के तट पर कृष्ण कन्हैया, तो हम कहेंगे यमुना के तट पर कृष्ण कन्हैया, पाँव से कहेंगे यमुना के तट पे कृष्ण कन्हैया. तो एक्सप्रेशन से हमने उसको भाव व्यक्त किया, मुद्रा से किया और फिर फुटवर्क से किया.
The third piece by Kamalini presented Dadu Ka Bhajan, Tu Hi Meri Rasna in Raag Kalavati. The style pleased both the aesthete and purist. It is marked with an elegant ease and sensuousness.
कर्म में भी नित्य अपनी भाव भंगिमा अभिव्यक्ति और अपने आप को सुधारना, स्वयं से सीमित रह के और दूसरों को संदेश देना, तो वही एक सोच थी जिसको हमने नृत्य में ढाला और सामने लाए।
Next was Nalini. In her solo presentation, she moved out modestly into the open spaces and presented a piece in Raag Mand. The act was Vidyapati ki Rachna, Sakhi O Saiya. This piece surely did move the audience.
नन्ही कमल जी का हमने नाम बहुत सुना था, मैंने पहली बार इस शो को देखा, बट उसका आनंद ही अलग था। मतलब मैं यूथ हूँ, सिर्फ 19 साल का हूँ, बट उस कथक में भी मेरा इतना इंटरेस्ट है सिर्फ नन्ही कमल जी की एक रिदम की वजह से।
They might be two for the world, but if you ask them, these two sisters are one heart, one soul. And this could be seen in Raidas ki Rachna, Prabhuji Tum Chandan Hum Pani, which expressed the rare artistic qualities of natural expression, grace, clarity, and perfection of the sisters.
This was an evening where the two sisters created magic all around. Nalini and Kamalini actually looked like two celestial dancing nymphs of Indian classical dance. On that note, we head into a very quick break. Lots more coming up on the other side, so don't go anywhere. Up next, we get you glimpses from an exhibition that has close to 100 items acquired by Mr. Bharani and his father over the years from across the country, and the annual Hot Dog Festival. Welcome back. Up next is an exhibition that would surely delight any art lover. For the first time in its history, the National Museum has held an exhibition showcasing textiles, paintings and sculptures from the private collection of Shri R.K. Bharani.
Faces from the past stared back. Paintings reminded of another time. And a range of exquisite fabrics fit for royalty. The Passionate Eye wasn't any ordinary exhibition hosted by the National Museum. The exhibition displays a range of items from the major donation made to the museum in 1976 by Chote Lal Bharani in memory of his father Radha Krishna Bharani.
Some collectors are very specialized. They have kind of one kind of art that they're fanatical about, and that's great because they can become the world expert in that one thing. What characterizes Chotilal Bharani's vision and his collecting is his eclecticism. He is perhaps less influenced by where an object comes from or when it was made. He certainly doesn't have a hierarchy of dates. He doesn't think that older must be better or that courtly art must be better than folk or village art. He's interested in anything as long as it's beautiful, as long as it has, particularly for him, some religious significance, but also some aesthetic power.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and the Amritsar-based erstwhile art enthusiast R.K. Bharani had a keen eye on artifacts, irrespective of where and when they were made, and for whom. This could be seen from the varied assemblage of paintings, comprising of Rajasthani, Pahadi, and Mysore paintings, laced with examples of architectural brilliance like the wooden panels. And also a war shield were some rapturous collectibles.
we're trying to find ways other ways in which objects communicate with each other, either by theme, for example. So we have a number of images of ascetics together, we have a number of Vaishnavite images together, and so on and so forth. And sometimes it's really across long divisions of time and space. We have some rather surprising juxtapositions, then you suddenly find that there is something in common. And if you can't find it, make up your own story that connects them is the object.
Several sculptures in stone and wood are shown here as objects of individual aesthetic contemplation. The wooden horse head from Kerala, the gazing statue of a female from 20th century, and a wooden Kathakali figurine, and many others find a place in the museum and are viewed in a new set of dialogues.
Through this exhibition, I was able to see something which I had missed out that time, that such a rich repertoire we have in our country, not only in West, South, but literally everywhere. It is right from Central India to North, to East, to West, and it is really soul satisfying for me.
Pages of Ramachitramanas by Tulsidas and other mythologically significant manuscripts find a way into the exhibition. Hand-woven fabric like fulkari, pichwai and Kashmiri shawls display their grandeur. The exhibition highlights the role of private art collectors and their contribution in enriching the public museum.
Seeing the exquisite collection of fabrics and figurines, it looks the Bharanis have a passionate eye towards everything priceless. Well, moving on. The 3,000-year-old Indian classical musical tradition has for centuries based itself on transmission skills through practice rather than the written word. A Hindustani vocal recital by Maitri Majumdar in the capital showcased that depth of this tradition. Take a look.
Maitri Majumdar, setting the stage alight with her classical gaiki of the Hindustani tradition. The evening at the India International Centre in the capital delighted in the nuances. Majumdar is a disciple of Padma Bhushan Dr. Shanno Khurana of the Rampur Sahaswan Garana.
If one learns the classical, because like in school you have to learn the ABCD to go ahead with the words and the things. Simply, this is also in classical music. If you learn the basis, the classical, you will never go wrong in anywhere in music. And the intricate things in music, that also helps to, come through your voice if you have the classical base.
She began with Raag Chayanut, accompanied by Abhijit on the tabla. Displaying an acute sense of the musical language that's at the center of a classical vocal performance. The Raag belongs to the same Garana, where the Drut Bandish is Ustad Inayat Hussain Khan's Rachna.
Tabla is very important. Tabla is talbadda rhythm instrument. It's very important for vocal, Kathak dance, instrumental music, for everything. It's a must. It's just experience and talim from guru and habit of sangat, habit of accompaniment, nothing else.
Next came Raag Jinjyoti of Sahaswan Garana, composed by Ustad Mushtaq Hussain Khan. Raag Jinjyoti is an evening raga with strong folk touches. Her third rendition, Tarana, mesmerized the audience. Maitri manipulated the Tarana syllables with such artistry that she almost created a spell.
Oh, fantastic. I wish I had more time to sit and see, and I am always a very great fan of classical music because it reminds us of our past and history. Otherwise, with the modern, too much of huggus-puggus music, our past will be forgotten.
And the grand finale, the Thumri, Ab ke Sawan Ghar Aaja, in Raag Maj Khamaj. Creating a whole new dimension in the spirit of the Bandish, that's where Maitri Majumdar specializes and wins hearts too.
Vocal renditions have always been a key aspect of Indian classical music down centuries. It was said Tansen could melt a stone through the power of his voice. Well, on that note, time for another quick break. The much awaited food trail on the other side. Don't go anywhere. After the break, we get you a whole new variety of hot dogs at the annual Hot Dog Festival in Delhi. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Throughout our show, we try and bring you up close to an array of exciting flavors from India as well as around the world. This week, our food trail is dedicated to America's favorite street food, the hot dog. So let's go over to our in-house foodie Shubhra for more.
Hello and welcome to Food Trail with me, Shubhra Mukherjee. The hot dog has been the American favorite since the time of its invention. So much so that the National Hot Dog and Sausage Council in USA has designated the entire month of July as the hot dog month. So, my love for these frankfurters has brought me to the diner, the American diner at the India Habitat Center, where the ongoing hot dog festival is serving this very authentic flavor of America. Freshly baked bread nestling those beautiful sausages, garnished with generous amount of veggies and dollops of cheese. One bite of these wonderfully plated hot dogs is all you need to get that old American charm. Come July, Habitat's All-American Diner celebrates its annual hot dog festival, making this 12th time in a row. In the name of Hot Dog Day and Hot Dog Month, they came out with authentic remakes of some classic hot dogs, and the visiting crowd seemed to love it.
I like hot dogs, it's comfort food and filling and the flavor's good, so I like the whole concept of hot dogs. I like eating hot dogs, so the festival's nice.
I'm having a hot dog which is known as a Polish boy hot dog, if I'm not wrong. This is Polish boy or
right?
Polish boy. It is full of pork sausages is there in this hot dog. It is a good one with mayonnaise and everything. The sauce is good. Even the pork sausage is good. Even you will not find any kind of sauce, pork sausage, this much big sauce anywhere else.
Sausages are said to be German inventions. Back in the 1800s, when German immigrants traveled across to the shores of America, they brought along their culture and cuisines. A dark-sewn sausage with bread was their staple diet. Continuing continued consumption made them famous, and when in 1871, German butcher Charles Feltman opened the first hot dog stand in Coney Island, there was no looking back. It is said that when New York Journal sports cartoonist Tad Dorgan couldn't spell out Dachshund being shouted out by the vendors at New York Polo Grounds on his illustration, so he simply coined the word hot dog, and the rest is history.
In this, we used all homemade hot dogs, which is very hygienic, what we have in our kitchen and what we serve to the guests. We have more than 12 hot dogs, and basically it's in the chicken, it's in the pork, and we have chicken frankfurters, bratwurst, and we serve this with home fries and a very good garnish with that.
History might be elaborate, but making a hot dog is quite easy. For the ingredients, we require foot-long breads, freshly cut vegetables like onions, tomatoes, lettuce, and most importantly, sausage. As for the procedure, cut the bread evenly and line it up with mayonnaise and the veggies. Then blanch the sausage in boiling water for 1 minute. After which, it is fried lightly on a hot pan. You can try wrapping the sausage with bacon to give it extra character. Recook it thoroughly on the pan. As for side assortments, you can add chunky potato fries. When done, place the sausage over the bread and for a kick, layer it with hot radish sauce. And there you have it, a classic bacon and cheese dog. Every city, state and town in America has its own signature style of hot dog, like the California dog, Chicago dog, Texas hot dog, Polish boy, and the list goes on. So I tried a sampler basket, offering me miniature versions of regional favorites.
Now over here, I've just tasted the smoked cheese hot dog, and I must say, I get the smoky flavor in this very hot dog throughout each and every bite. It's really awesome. I mean, as you can see, there are a lot of tomatoes and there's the sausage and a lot of pieces of cheese and mayo are popping out of it. It's really very amazing, but then it's pretty heavy as well. Now over here, I've just tasted the bacon and cheese hot dog, and trust me, it is a really big hot dog. As you can see, I've eaten half of it, but then it's a 6-inch long hot dog loaded with vegetables, and the bacon wrapped sausage gives it the amazing character. It's really tasty, really nice, and the soft bacony juices have just, spread out throughout the hot dog. It just makes it all the more really yummy. Very nice. The hot dog festival so far has been a non-vegetarian extravaganza, but our vegetarian friends don't be disheartened because the hot dog festival has 2 different varieties of vegetarian hot dogs as well. one bite says it all. Now this is the wine leaf and soy dog. It is a vegetarian hot dog, and I must say, this is the most spiciest hot dog that I have just had. Really amazing in flavor. There are chunks of soy chop inside, wrapped inside wine leaf, and the flavors are boosting and bursting in my mouth right now. I mean, it's amazing. It's a good thing that the festival will be on for another month, that is throughout the month of August as well. As you can see, I have got my fill of hot dogs, but to our viewers, get these hot dogs while they're still hot.
Now that was quite a culinary excursion there. I hope you've noted down the procedure so that you can make one for yourself. And on that note, it's time for me to wrap up this episode of Colors of India. I promise to see you same time next week with another bunch of exciting and colorful stories. Until then, take good care and goodbye.